everyone, and very well welcome to One Hub Racing, the final stream of season 26 and the final stream on F1 24. It's an end of an era, and it can only mean one thing. It is a season 26 all-star race, and the drivers have voted for Brazil to be the racetrack of choice. My name is Jess Ball, and joining me in the commentary box, it's been long awaited. I know we've done some stuff in qualifying night, but we haven't done a proper race commentating together. So we brought it here, folks. It is the man himself. It is Colin Mason. Colin, how you doing, mate?
Evening, Jess. We've finally done it. We've got ourselves together in the comms box for a One Hub race, and this is going to be brilliant. I can't believe that we've done 2 seasons on this game. How quick it's gone. It only seems like 10 minutes ago we were doing F1 23's all-star race. And Jess, it's become very popular with the drivers, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been very popular. We managed to get almost a full grid as well, and a lot of drivers were very keen to get involved, which is very exciting. Not all drivers were able to make it this evening, but that's absolutely fine. Everyone has other commitments, and of course it's a busy weekend coming up with a lot of motorsport, but we got some motorsport here. This is going to be interesting because it's going to be the all-star format. It's going to be a lot different to what you would expect from previous all-star race format. So no qualifying. The starting grid for race 1 are determined by the order of the rankings. So if you were tuned in yesterday to our review stream, the drivers have a rough idea of where they are there. The race 1, or both races are 35% distance, 1 stop, and this is going to be interesting, Cole. The fastest lap determines the grid for race 2, and it's still 1 stop for race 2, but will they prioritise getting the fastest lap, or will they prioritise their position in race 1 to get the maximum amount of points? Because the overall event champion will be determined by adding together their results from the 2 races.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of tic-tacs involved. And we know, I have a feeling that our P2 champ there, Jay Luke, because his tactics from P2 were on point and caught me out on quite a few occasions, making me look dull. I grant you, it's not difficult, but he did manage it more than once.
Yeah, honestly, his strategies made me jump a little bit as well, which was very, very great to see. So great to see our P2 champion in there. We're still waiting, I think, for a few more drivers, one of which is our P1 champion. That's the only driver that we are waiting for, I believe. And then we're going to get going. So I need to try and find the grid, actually, for today, because then we can tell you what it is. We are racing around Brazil, which is a very great track, by the way. So here we go. Here's your order. So Craggy is meant to be starting on pole. He's not here yet at the moment. So starting on pole currently will be Rich 500, the runner-up from this season. And Marco will be starting alongside. Then we've got Joe, J. Luke, Entity, Solu, Papa Squanch, Bunky, Callum, Mason, John Mason, not you, Cole, Kieran, Jonas Albrecht, Malvin. Nice to see Malvin back, despite him getting 20 points deduction for his engine wear, but there we go. And then we got Moise, Ivan, Bryn, Mike, and we've got the organiser himself of the rankings. He couldn't afford not to race in it. It is Cam. So that is your order. Hopefully Craggy will be able to join soon, but if not, Rich 500 will be starting on pole.
Yeah, that's a really great grid, isn't it? There's a lot of mix there as well, but I think it's going to be really close. We saw some great pace from the P2 drivers all season long. Really, it was such a close championship. And Jess, that final race, I felt very, very lucky to be able to commentate on that. And what I loved about it was that it was so clean. There was no dirty maneuvers or anything like that. It was all, aggressive maneuvers, which is what we want to see. But yeah, super clean, and it was absolutely brilliant. I did feel for Rich, having had quite a considerable lead. And I'm sure he was kicking himself a little bit. But hopefully we can have our P1 champion in as well.
Yeah, and I think we got 17 drivers now. So does that mean we got our P1 champion? Yes, we do. So we have all 17 drivers I expected to be here is here. So that is good news. And yes, I agree. The final few laps, especially in P2, was absolutely insane. And I have to say, fair play to Papa Scrunch, because we thought that Papa Scrunch was going to report that incident, but luckily he said he understood that J-Luke had to go for it, and sometimes move like that, it just has to be done. And it just nice to see the respect from the drivers. And of course we got Craggy, Mr. Consistent himself. I talked about it yesterday. This is why he's at top of the rankings. He never finished lower than outside the points in the final race. Apart from that, he's either been on the lowest he's finished is third, but excluding the sprint races, of course. So this is going to be interesting with both P1 and P2 drivers in the same grid. It's been quite a close, tier in general. Anyway, there's some drivers that could have contended for P1 races this season.
Yes, definitely. Thinking about it, actually, I think Mason's pole lap round Miami would have put him not far off the top 10 in P1. Salo's wet weather quali that he did, I cannot remember the track, but he was 9/10 quicker than P2. I'm still trying to work out how he was going that quick. It was absolutely brilliant the way he was throwing it around the corners. So I'm rooting for Salo tonight as well, hoping he has a good one. Because, like you said, Jess, on the review stream, he was so close to getting his first win. Obviously, J-Luke had that unfair 3 seconds given to him, so it meant that he had that removed, and then that promoted him above Salo. But I am sure a victory is only round the corner for Salo.
Yeah, I think it is. Who knows? It could be tonight. It could be tonight that he could win the All-Star race, even overall as well. You never know. And with a track like Brazil, there's just so many overtaking opportunities. It was first year of Formula 1 back in 1973 with Emerson Fittipaldi taking the race win in that one. There is quite a lot of strategies involved as well. We know the softs can last quite a bit of time around here. We've got 2 DRS zones. There's a lot of corners where literally you can go side by side like crazy. And we only found out about 5-10 minutes ago that the corner cutting is going to be on regular. And the reason why Cam put it on regular is he wants the drivers to have some fun. And we're like, why not?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's a bit of fun. Obviously, normal one hub rules apply, so don't drive like an idiot. Try not to do a Stroll at any point would be great. Poor old Stroll. But I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's great to see so many drivers entering it. And of course, big thanks to Cam for doing all the organising for it as well.
Yes, and I feel sorry for Cam because I only told him last week that the review stream got moved, which means he had to tell the drivers before he net the rankings that people were taking part. But I know Cam sometimes does not like change, so I do apologise, but he sort of forgave me anyway, so we're all good. So we're going to start off with a 35% race, no qualifying, dynamic weather as well. They're not giving us the power to do the weather this time round, which I felt quite aggravated about, but there we go. It makes it a bit more interesting. We'll go through our sponsors at the end of race 1. We got a bit of a break on that, but I'd like to say a huge thanks to our sponsors for all their support throughout throughout these 2 seasons. And of course, we've given away the last of our prizes yesterday as well, so everyone in the next few days will be contacted if they want a prize as well. So that's very, very great to see. But looking at the weather so far, you won't be able to see it on your screens, but for us, at least in the commentary box, it is sunny with a little bit of cloud, but no rain at the moment.
Yes, nice sunny weather in Sao Paulo. And I think that I'd be interested to know how many of the drivers would be wishing for rain and how many of them would be wishing for dry. I know Mason will definitely be wishing for the dry. He will be pleased as punch that it's now dry. But what a great track as well. It's definitely a fan favourite, Jess. And of course, we've had some amazing races in real Formula One. 2008 with Lewis getting the title on the last lap. Jensen winning the title here in the following season in 2009 as well. It's been some brilliant races here, and it's always good for overtaking, Jess.
Yes, I think I remember in Brazil, in one hub, I've always had fun, even if I had rubbish results. I've always had a bit of fun, and I think it is a fan favourite track, as you said, and I think it's going to be epic. It's always been a popular track for all-star races, where whenever we put it for the vote, it always comes out on top because it's so epic. But I just like to. I think I got given the votes about who got the most votes out of all the tracks as well, because I was very keen to find out before heading into this. So Brazil had 6 votes, but it wasn't that far behind. It was by 1 point Brazil got the vote for the track. In second place was Silverstone. I believe that was a track I voted for because I wanted it to be like a special one, because we haven't done it an all-star race there before, but we got Brazil anyway. Third place with 4 votes was Baku. Now, I don't know why people would have wanted to do Baku, but there we go. But luckily, we do have the formation. Wow. Yeah. We have got the formation lap coming up for you soon as well. And why is my Stream Deck not working? There we go. My Stream Deck is working, so we can get going with some races. And, a few disqualifications already in the formation lap, including our pole sitter. Oops.
Oh dear. So they're going to be a bit further back from their grid slot. Not ideal for them. Just a reminder, especially to the drivers listening to the stream, it is a one-stop race. So obviously normally with one hub we do 2 stops, but obviously it's only a 35% race, so it's just going to be the one stop.
Yeah, 1 stop, regular corner cutting, dynamic weather. I can't remember if there's safety cars on or not. I will need to double check that. Maybe Cole could just check the settings to see if safety car is on or off. I assume it's on, which could make things interesting. I remember the last time we did an all-star race here on F123. I think it was Ace that won the race as well, with a very bold strategy. So I wonder if we could see some bold strategy there as well. So we're waiting for all the drivers to make their way onto the grid. Craggy and Solo are going to have some cold tyres, unfortunately. Let us know your thoughts in the chat on who you think is going to win the first race, and who do you think is going to get the fastest lap to take pole in the second race. I know Mike is cheering on his friend Marco. Massive shout out to Jan Boss as well. We've got 2 of our drivers in the chat, J-Luke and Cam as well. Is safety car on, Carl?
Safety car is on reduced.
Okay, so like normal one hub racing rules. Very, very good. Okay, just wanted to be sure, as we're seeing 360s from a lot of our drivers. And as you can probably notice, everyone is using F1 World cards like we do in our all-star races, and the liveries look beautiful. We're about to get underway. Mixture of soft and medium tyre runners. If I was one of those drivers, I would have gone for the softs just in case we get an early safety car. But anyway, here we go then. For the penultimate time on F124, the 5 red lights are on here in Brazil, and it is action here. And let's see who gets a good start out of our drivers, as Craigie gets a good start into turn 1. They make their way towards the Senna S's for the first time. We can see a few side-by-side action. J-Luke gets past Joe. Papa Squad just retired from the race already, so I don't know what happened there, but we got a BSC.
Oh, Papa Squanch's going to be gutted. I don't know what happened. I didn't quite catch it, but somewhere along the line he's gone into the wall and lost his wheel. So he's not going to be very happy with that at all. But Malvin's moved up 5 places, so he's going to be pleased with that start.
Yeah, 9 places. I know in P1 in the races he did attend, he always likes to make up a few positions, so not really that surprised to see him up there, and it's very, very impressive. So with a VSC, for those of you that are new, you've got to keep things under a reasonable delta, and if you don't, you will get a drive-through, and this is one of those tracks that it does glitch quite a bit with the deltas, but luckily no one has glitched and got drive-throughs, which is great news as we're about to go racing. And this is what I like about the all-star races. Can the P2 drivers hold their own against the P1 drivers? As you can see, Rich going to the right-hand side of turn number 1. No DRS yet, but Craggy holds onto the inside line and keeps the lead for now. Marco stays in third. Solu and Joe, teammates in season 26, going wheel to wheel. Who's going to have the inside line into the center S? We can see Entity in there as well. We know Solu and Entity battling open lobby, just free riding towards turn 4. Entity gets past the pair of them up to 5th.
Wow, that was brave. That was brave. All of them got through, mind. Doesn't happen very often that we can get 3 wide and no incident, not even contact. That was absolutely brilliant. But Rich had a good little restart there as well. He's keeping his own up there in P2. The P2 runner-up, putting Craggy under a bit of pressure.
Yep, he is. And to be honest, with F124, it is a DRS train circuit. So as long as you stay within DRS, you're absolutely fine. But yeah, it is very, very great to see the likes of Rich picking up with them as well. But if you are out of DRS like J-Luke is at the moment, you're really going to lose a lot of time. So he's got to use a bit of ERS for that. As you can see, Rich now goes to the inside line of turn number 1, but Craggy's like, nope, I'm having none of that. A bit of a slide from Rich as Marco tries to take advantage of that, and he does. Marco, who finished P3 in the championship in season 26, moves up into P2.
Yeah, that was a brilliant manoeuvre there. Rich obviously making that mistake, but he really got pounced on there. That was brilliant. And Jess, is quite a mixture of tyre strategies at the minute as well. Top 3 there, you can see, are on the softs. J-Luke and Entity behind on the mediums. So it's going to be interesting to see the mix of strategies going on, even if it's only a 35% race. And Craggy's now under a lot of pressure.
Yep, he is. Craggy has got Marco breathing down their neck, and they've breathed down their necks quite a lot in the P1 tier in the past as well, so it should be interesting. Funky, Callum and Armd and Kieran were having some nice battles at the back. Callum and Armd is up into 9th place already, so we'll see. We have to keep an eye on more on the fastest laps as well, because then we'll have a rough idea on who's going to be starting where. But we've got to fight for the lead as Marco takes the outside line and takes the lead. Malvin does an early pit stop, and with it being a one-stop race, it is doable to do hards until the end of the Grand Prix. So Malvin comes in. What tire is he going to go on? If he goes on hard, it should be fine, but if he goes on mediums, it's going to be even more difficult. He goes on hards, Carl.
Yeah, that's quite a clever little strategy. Get himself out of any trouble, not stuck in traffic, and now he can gun it now on those hard tyres and see if he can get some sort of undercut. So that the hards will definitely make it to the end without any problems there, and he's going to come out in some nice clear air, and he can absolutely gun it. And by the way, Malvin, I'm loving the livery.
I'm loving all the liveries, to be honest, as well. Yeah, Malvin's livery looks quite good as well. Maybe we should do... You can tell who's made the effort and who hasn't. There's some people using default liveries, which is fair enough. They don't have time to get liveries sorted out, but there's some people that liveries... Oh, no, as soon as we talk about him, Carl, well, he gets a penalty.
There we are, another commentator's curse for me. I'm racking these up, left, right and centre. Good job I don't get points deductions for them. But he can still make his way back into it. Obviously, he can't... that's actually quite an effort to get a 3-second penalty with the corner cutting on regular. I don't know how he's managed that. As Craggy is back in the lead.
Yeah, Craggy taking the lead up down the inside of Marco in towards turn 4, the Cena de Largo, which is a very lovely corner, now making their way towards turn 6. The top 3 are running away with it at the moment. Meanwhile, Jonas Olbrit in the middle of turn 5 is being pressured by Reed, and Jonas keeps that position. Yellow flag, virtual safety car, and someone is off. I believe that was Malvin has had an off, so his good start of the race has come undone, unfortunately. He's got no front wing.
Oh, that's not good. So Malvin really could do with a full safety car now. The virtual one is not going to help him, and he's got to do the whole lap, Jess, pretty much, without his front wing. So that's not going to please him at all. We got the 2 Welshmen there, Mason and Mike, in 13th and 14th, nice and close to each other.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since...
Pit stops.
Oh, here we go.
We've got our 3 lots of pit stops for people who started on the softs. Entity who started on the mediums is pitting now. DRS is enabled, so the VSC has ended. We'll see what tyres they go on to. Most of them go onto the hards. Marco goes onto the mediums, which is a very bold strategy to get to the end. But hopefully people remember that it is a one-stop race. One stop if you're listening at home. Meanwhile, Kieran goes around the outside in towards turn number 4, becomes the inside line into 5, and they make a bit of contact. Callum unarmed has dropped position, but as you were saying, it's good to see the two Welshmen fighting for P10 and P11 right now. As Malvin has retired from the session, he's given up as John has had a bit of a slide as I went on board with him. Oh, we're not doing very well with commentators' curses, are we? Your dad is gonna kill me.
He's I actually, this reminds me of the very first time I did commentary and commented on Dad's lap. He did 3 corners and went in the wall and lost a wheel. So I know what he's thinking. He's going to go, if that little man has been commentating on me while I've spun, I'm going to strangle him. But he's doing okay. He's enjoying himself. He's had a quite a great season, actually. He's had another couple of poles, which he's delighted about, putting himself 11th on the One Hub all-time pole lists, as Cam is right behind him now. Cam making his return to F1 24, and he's doing pretty well. He's keeping it. He's 11th at the minute. He's on the mediums.
I think he finished third in season 25 in P2.
Yes, he did. It was absolute. Yeah, he had a great. As he's down the inside, it's a good manoeuvre that on Mason. As Craggy now on the hard tyres, on his fresh hards, having a look down. Whoa, that was brave. That needed Mason to be awake.
No!
Oh, he just about caught it. That was a good catch there from Mason. Good catch.
I think John's tyres have given up the ghost, unfortunately, so maybe him thinking about pitting maybe as well. But I think you could tell that the softs are dying, because look who's come to join the party. It is our P2 champion of J. Luke. He's right on the back of Solu as we head towards turn number 1. So Rich pulling that 2.5 second gap. He's doing a great job out there in the lead, but Solu is struggling a little bit on those softs compared to, of course, Rich on those softs. Ivan Mike gets past Funky up into 7th spot. Marco goes for the move up into P1, getting past both Craggy on those mediums. Bearing in mind the mediums are going to be good for now, but it's going to be crying for mercy right at the end of this race.
Oh, he's going to be really struggling towards the end of this race. Those tyres are going to be very, very second-hand come towards the end of this. We've still got another, 17 laps to go. He is in the lead. He really could do with pulling out a nice gap from Craggy here, while he's got the advantage of those better medium tyres. Mike there up in 7th in the softs. He's handling the softs very well at the minute.
He is, of course. Thanks to Mike, by the way, for joining me in the commentary box for the review stream as well. And it's been nice watching him race for the first time in One Hub for quite a while, actually, and doing quite well, doing quite decently, scoring some decent points in some races as well. And he even said to me, he wants to race another season. So he's racing another season at One Hub Racing, which I'm delighted about. He's got his love back for the F1 game, which is amazing. And he even said to me he's going to be doing more content, which is always great to know. More pit stops, by the way, Cole. Solu's in.
So Rich deciding to do even more laps on the softs. He's doing actually very well, because those softs must be coming to the end of their life now, surely. But Salo now on the fresh set of mediums. That should just about make it for Salo. He should just about be okay. I'm
trying to remember what strategy I did when I did a 35% around it, like about a month or 2 ago in another league. I think I must have done soft hard or something. I know the softs lasted quite a bit of time. Meanwhile, Kieran and J-Luke going for the move in towards the final corner of Jung Sao. And we've got Joe who's also in this fight as well. So one of J-Luke's made a bit of a mistake, or is Kieran and Joe caught up to them as well? I think it's them caught up to them. Kieran gets past both Joe and J-Luke. He's up into P2, and Kieran can use the tyre advantage he has to close in on our race leader.
Yeah, that was lovely. He's showing great pace at the minute. He's pulling in Rich. You can see that gap was over 2 seconds now, down to 1.5 seconds. Rich now going to be struggling a little bit on these tyres. I expect to see both Rich and Mike in very, very shortly. Mike might be trying to stretch out for a safety car, Jess.
I think he is. I think that's what Rich is doing as well. And it could happen here as we got 3 wide towards turn number 6. Craggy trying to get past on really newer tyres. Marco did the same as well. Marco's up into 7. Craggy now up into 8. So some of the tyres are starting to wear off a bit. And that is, oh no, that's Maurice that's had a bit of an off on those mediums. He's spun round, but at least he's got back going again.
Yeah, no damage as well, thankfully. I mean, the poor sod had 2 drivers in the inside of him and on the outside of him. Must have frightened the life out of him, but he kept it going. Just unfortunately lost it in the following corner. But Jesse's shown great improvement over the last few races in
Mike.
P2. And oh, poor old Mike there. 10-second penalty. He ain't going to like that one.
No, speeding in the pit lane, so easy to do, of course. But yeah, I agree. He started off slow at the start of the season, but he really picked up his pace as the season went on, which is always great to see. I like drivers who show that improvement season after season, or even race after race. And the thing that impressed me was his pace in the wet, in the wet conditions, especially in qualifying. It's been amazing. Yeah. I remember in any session that we've had wet to dry, he always qualifies really well. So it shows that he has good pace to handle those conditions, and he does it well, and he handles the wet as well. So, and he scores some decent points this season as well. So he's getting used to the F1 games, of course. It's a shame, of course, he didn't have another. He joined the season later instead of earlier, because he could have had another season to get used to F1 24. But at least everyone's going to be on the level playing field as we head to F1 25. We've got a pit of J. Luke. Now, looking at the order of the ones that come in, as we got something going on. Oh no, J. Luke!
J. Luke's got 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That's the second driver. I also see that Callum's got 10 seconds as well. So I think we missed that. So Callum got 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane as well. So that's 3 drivers. They're going to be fuming. But Jess, it's so easy to do it on this track to speed in the pit lane.
Yes, hopefully people will learn that when we go to the second race here around Brazil, which is again another 35% race. And no safety cars at the moment, touch wood, but we've had 2 VSCs. I don't know what the limit is around here. I will need to double check. So your net race leader at the moment is Marco by 7/10 of a second to Craggy. Then we got Entity. That overcut for Rich did not work at all. He has dropped to a net P5, Carl.
Yeah, that didn't work out for him at all. Stayed out a little bit too long on those softs. But, Jess, look what we've got again. We got Rich and J. Luke fighting over the same piece of track. The P2 title protagonists. And I think Rich is going to want to have his own back, I think, around here. I don't think he's going to make it very easy for him.
He's going to have the DRS, Cole, and this should be easy pickings for Rich. Yes, it is. Rich, no, that's J. Luke, actually. Sorry, never mind. They have the same liveries. It's so confusing. But J. Luke is up into 10th with obviously himself on the soft compound of tyres. And I do apologise for getting things mixed up into all the Cedar Lago. Can Rich get the inside? No, he does not. J. Luke stays in a 10th. He does not want a safety car at this point, as Callum Unarmed gets past up into 13th place. So more movers and shakers there at the moment. We've got, I'm just trying to see who else is somewhere as well. We've obviously got JR Mason and Mike fighting near the back as well. We'll see who's got the fastest lap at the moment, because they're going to be the ones starting on pole for race 2. At the moment, it belongs to Entity.
Ooh, so he's going to be our pole sitter for the time being. Marco there, very, very close behind as well.
More pitters, Cole, Kieran and Joe. Joe's gone on soft, so's Kieran as well. But we did see the softs go about 10, 11 laps for Rich, so it is doable, but they're going to be crying for mercy, like I was saying at the end.
Yeah, they're going to be really, especially J-Luke, because he's already done 2 laps on these softs. So he's going to be fighting a car that's going to be like us in the rain at the end of this race. But as Speed Keys just gets out in front of J-Luke, but J-Luke hangs it round the outside on his warmer tyres, and he stays in front, and he's into 7th place, but it's not quite over yet, Jess. They're still side by side.
Yep, sorry, my buttons were playing up a little bit there, so I do apologise, but this is very interesting, actually, because we got Kieran that just pitted, J-Luke is on 2 lap old softs as well, but they can't afford to push too much because those softs won't get to the end otherwise, but they're giving us a very good fight, and Joe and Rich are doing the same thing at the background.
Yeah, they're really, really going for it. Of course, they shared and raced together, all season long, very, very close, and they're back close again. Joe is on the soft compounder tyre, so he will have a better grip. But look at this, are we going to go for 3 wide? No, they think better of it.
Oh my goodness, Cam is in there as well. Cam does get past Joe up into 9th spot, and then we've got Rich in there as well. Jada, we got that 4-car train. This, I have to say, is absolutely amazing. And you can see Joe trying to go for the lunge on Cam towards the Cedar de Largo. Absolutely beautiful from Joe. And they got to make the moves ASAP if they're on the softer rubber before their tyres start to die a little bit. Callum and Arm just gaining a little bit. But again, of course, he's got that 10-second time penalty to contend with. So the only driver who is yet to pit is Funky, and you can tell that he's struggling compared to everybody else. He's praying for a safety car as Kieran trying to go around the outside of Funky up into 5th. That was a tough call, but I think Funky's just like, you know what? I'm going to try and stay out as long as I can, play a defensive game and hope for a safety car.
Yes, I think that's what he's praying for. Funky there looks like a nice McLaren-inspired livery there, as he is in the pit lane.
Yep, I thought so. Funky coming in now for set up the soft compound of tyres. So that's going to relieve the pressure out of everybody else to really get these fights going on here. So everyone, most people have done their one and only stop. I think we've got Cam that's come in into the pit lane. So I think it'll just be Moise who'll yet to do their first stop. Everyone else has done their one and only stop. So Marco that leads by 2 seconds, but can Craigie pull in the gap once the medium start to die? Entity in 3rd, Solo in 4th, Kieran in 5th, Rich in 6th, but we got J-Luke chasing them down, Joe chasing them down, Jonas almost chasing them down as well. Then we got the 2 Welshmen, Cole, fighting for P10.
Yeah, look at that. Mike's desperate to get into the top 10. I'm so pleased that Mike is back racing. Obviously, he's been commentating for many, many years, raced for many years, then had a break, and he's back, and he's doing really well. He's his racing brain hasn't left him at all, as Jonas does the fastest lap. So he's currently our pole sitter, Jess.
That is a good lap. That is a very good lap for Jonas Albrecht. And you can see Mike, he's putting on a good show between Callum and Ivor and Mike. Of course, Callum pitted early, whereas Mike is on the fresher rubber on those mediums. We'll see, Mike's going to have another lunge in towards turn 4. They're going to have a little bit more fun with this around the outside. Callum's like, no, thank you. Just because you were my teammate this season, it doesn't mean I'm going to let you through that easy. They're giving it their all here.
Yeah, that's brilliant. See, the 2 Welshmen, they're good mates as well, Callum and Mike. But great respect shown by both drivers. You can see that Mike's making it as hard. Oh, that was
Callum
close.
almost made a mistake.
That was very, very, very close. But Mike's lining himself up now for the DRS down the back straight. He hasn't got much ERS, but he's got a bit. Now he should have a great toe now. Oh, as Callum wiggles down the straight, is Mike gonna get him as they head into turn 1? Callum covers the inside. Mike's gonna try round the outside. Is he gonna make it all? A slight touch of the grass. Callum keeps the inside.
Callum keeps the inside and he's managing his tyres, I think, very well. But we'll see if Mike's going to go for another lunge. It's a brilliant lunge, but are they going to give each other room? Is Mike going to get P10 off of Callum unarmed? Yes, he does. Mike gets 10th spot. Amazing move. And I know this battle is going to happen for a long time to come, but Callum going to go for the lunge towards turn 6 and 7. I'm sorry about everyone else, by the way, but this battle is just too good.
This is too good. Look at this. Is exhibition racing. This is. Anyone wants to improve their racing wheel-to-wheel skills, just watch this battle. This is absolutely brilliant. Mike now desperate to try and get out of DRS. Is Callum going to have another run? Look out. Here comes Jonas. Is he going to have a go on Joe? He thinks about it. He's in the inside, Jess.
To the inside line goes Jonas Albrecht, and there he goes through on Joe up into 7th, and he's now going to chase down Rich for 6th position, and it's going to be hard, but at least he's have DRS. Here comes Jonas going up the inside, almost made contact, but Jonas Albrecht up into 6th position. Meanwhile, Maurice has done his final stop. He didn't think he was going to get a safety car, so there we go. As we can see, Rich almost getting the move on Jonas. Couldn't quite do it. So Jonas up into 6th spot. I can't wait to see Jonas, Rich, Joe and Jay Luke fighting for it. Look at Callum and Mike. They're still going, Carl.
They are still at it. This is absolutely brilliant. I can't work out whether Mike's really or just getting so wound up. I can't work it out. But he's doing his absolute best. Some brilliant driving. Shows how well Callum can defend situations like this. You know, he's on the worst tyre, really.
Having a bit of fun.
But they're having great fun fighting over 11th and 10th place, as we've got Marco now. Jess got a 3-second lead with only 5 laps to go.
Oh, almost contact between Mike and Callum, but Callum gets the place back, but Callum makes a mistake, almost making contact again in the centre S, but Callum just about gets the edge. I don't know who's going to get DRS, but Mike still going to go side by side into Cena Delago towards turn 4. Callum takes it. Wow.
Absolutely brilliant driving from the pair of them. I mean, they're losing an absolute ton of time behind towards J-Luke, but I don't think they care either, Jess. They're just having the time of their lives. Absolutely brilliant. And this is what the All-Star event is all about. As Marco now over 3 seconds ahead of Craggy, he's keeping these tyres perfectly well.
Yep, he is. And I'm quite surprised about this, actually. It'll be interesting to see if the gap's going to come massively down as we head towards the end of this race. But it just shows that Marco could go on any tyre and do it well. I think I remember he did a similar strategy in one of the races this season and went on a tyre that we weren't expecting, and he still won the race. So Marco can manage his tyres well and keep it clean as we speak, as we can see Jonas trying to go for the move on Solo in towards turn 4, and he takes it up to 5th, Carl.
That's a lovely move. Absolutely lovely from Jonas. Salo and Jonas. Obviously, Salo is obviously P2 driver. Jonas, P1. Salo, at the moment, the highest placed P2 driver. They're up in 6th. And he's giving the P1 guys a run for their money, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying earlier, Cole, I think some of the P2 drivers on their day could have fought for P1 races and still gaining the points. And I think Salo is one of those drivers that could do that, in my opinion. Same with Rich, same with Joe, and same with J-Luke. Those 4 in particular. Yes.
And I'd also add you to that list as well, Jess. You obviously had some tremendous drives, especially your sprint win in Qatar.
I just had bad luck throughout the season, mate.
Yes, safety cars didn't really do you many favours.
No.
But, we saw it. It happens in real Formula One.
It happened with your
last
dad
weekend
as well.
at Imola. Did happen with Dad.
Callum and Mike. Oh my goodness, they're at it again.
These two. This is absolutely superb.
If they
Callum
was to
now
make a
hugging
TikTok,
the inside.
If they was to make a TikTok
Look
on
at that.
this, oh my God, Mike's through. on 11-lap-old mediums that are crying for mercy.
Well, I know exactly what I'm doing after this, and I'm going to rewatch Mike's stream because I really want to see it.
He doesn't save his VODs, Carl.
Oh, that's a real shame because I think he would, if they could save this footage,
yeah, please,
I think it would go viral in about quarter of an hour.
Mike did say he was going to post more content, and if you want to post more content, post some of your battle with Callum. And I'm sure they're in a party together as well on Discord. As here we go, Rich Fire Bamber gets past Solo into turn 1, and he's right on the back of Jonas again. Oh, this is amazing stuff. With 3 laps to go, this race has flown by.
Absolutely flown by. Salo down to 7th. Rich now in 6th place. Jonas, now he's got 8-lap-old softs, so they're not going to be at their best. I would have thought that the mediums now would be starting to come into their own a little bit, as we've got Callum in the pits. Now, is he going to go for the fastest lap? Yes. He's obviously going to serve his 10 seconds in the pit lane as well, but he's going to come out on a nice brand new set of soft tyres and try and get the pole place. Very smart, Jess. Yeah, you're right. That's the way to do it. I'm expecting Mason to do the same thing, although he may not have realised that it's done by the fastest lap.
I'm expecting everyone that's got a big gap to pit for fastest lap. Because why not? You may not get any points anyway in this race, and you've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. So if I were you actually, no, they can't pit now. They can't pit now, so pretty much the Callum it's the last person that can pit. So who's got the fastest lap at the moment? I think it's still Marco. So no, it's Jonas. So it's up to Jonas or Callum who will get fastest lap.
Ooh, it's gonna be tight between them. Don't forget, we have got less fuel on board now. Yeah, the tyres are not going to be in their best state, but they might have been saving some ERS as well to try and go for the lap. Oh, look at this.
Jonas up into... Oh, come on. Jonas up into P5.
So who have we got? So we got Rich just behind him.
Solid as well.
Just over a lap. Salo there up in 7th place, who's having an absolute belter of a race, by the way.
I love his livery. Vespertine themed. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And a big shout out to Vespertine for all that they do with their merchandise for us as well. It's absolutely superb.
Which I am getting from them for winning the Going Gets Tough award yesterday.
Lovely. And I'm actually going to order a new One Hub shirt as well. But there, yeah, Salo now
got a prize as well yesterday. Pole the fastest laps as well.
Salo won that. That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. It just shows that he's got the pace, doesn't it? It's just that if he can just limit the odd mistake and get his strategy a bit better, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with without a shadow of a doubt.
I'll bring it on for next season. I really do hope he gets a win. I think everyone in One Hub, including me, is hoping he gets a win this season. But here we go then. I have to say Marco has driven absolutely amazing today. His main focus was not about fastest lap, was trying to score as many points as he can in race 1. We thought that the immediates will be crying for mercy, but Marco has done a phenomenal job. He comes across the line and he wins race 1, takes maximum points, and we got Craggy. They'll come across the line in 2nd, Entity in 3rd. But don't forget, this is not the order that you'll see for race 2 starting order. This is only the finishing positions for race 1. So we've got Kieran in 4th, Jonas 5th, real 2-1 numbers of a second between Jonas and Rich. Wow.
Wow, that was close. That was about a half a second more's worth of ERS, and that's about it. There's Mike and J. Luke serving their 10 seconds. I think Mike's just about
it's not gonna
got a gap. Yeah, he's got his gap covered on Funky. Funky there in 11th place. Cam, our all-star organizer, comes home in 12th place.
And we got your dad, who's coming across the line in 13th, but can Callum unarmed get the fastest lap, which means he could start for pole position? No! He does not get the fastest lap.
Not Not quite. So if we have a quick look at the
2/10.
fastest lap. Oh, just 2/10 in it. Shows what a great lap that was from Jonas. He might have obviously had a little bit of DRS to help him as well. But,
yes, he did have DRS, Jonas.
So Callum will start this race in P2, and our driver of the day, or the game's driver of the day, will be on pole.
Yes, indeed. I think there was a lot of standouts as well. Callum and Mike battle, J-Luke and Rich battle, the P2 drivers giving it their all against the P1 drivers, the P1 drivers fighting against each other. I think everyone had at least a fight today, which is really, really great to see. And guess what, Cole? They get to do it all over again in a minute with another 35% race. I hope that the weather will change for race 2. Probably not going to happen, but it sets dynamic weather, so anything can happen. So that is your order right now. I am going to have to scroll down because otherwise Cam will kill me. So Marco wins from Craggy, Entity, Kieran. From Jonas, Rich, Salu, Joe, J-Luke, Mike, Funky, Cam, Mason, Callum and Arm, Gester, Malvin and Papa Squanch. So your front row will be Jonas Albrecht, then Callum Unarmed in P2. I'm just trying to see who would get P3. I think it'll be Marco, actually. Yeah, Marco will be P... No, not Marco. Entity will be P3. Then it'll be Marco.
Yes. And then it will be... I think it will be Speed Key then. Oh, yes, look. Yeah, Funky.
No,
look
no,
at that.
no. It's Kieran, then Funky. Never mind.
Oh, no, it will be just... Yes. But very, very close lap times, actually, across the whole grid, which is great to see.
Well done to everyone involved in the All-Star Race 1. Of course, everyone now will have a bit of a break whilst, of course, Kieran will set the grid up for Race 2. And someone will ask me if I have a screenshot, but I don't have a screenshot because I didn't ask to get one. So there we go. But that all happened. And you can tell, I'm looking at the All-Star chat now. I had a feeling it was just for a bit of fun. And Mike said, I thought I'd try and tow you along. And Callum was making it as difficult as possible. Oh, I love it. I think I could tell everyone was having a little bit of fun. Shame we didn't get to see Papa Squanch there. But, you know, I think lap 1's always a bit iffy. So the drivers have got to be aware.
Yeah, that's it. I think Papa Squanch will be a little bit more careful now in the first couple of laps. Such a shame. Another driver who had a really, really good season. He got very unlucky. He had quite a few disconnections, which cost him an absolute ton of points. But it was great to see him. I think he won in Abu Dhabi. I think it was Abu Dhabi that Papa Squanch won quite comfortably, I think.
I'll have a look at the standings, actually, Cole, to see. Because I think we won in Australia. I know that. He had a very good fight with, I think, Salu as well for the win in that race, which I have to say was incredible. I'm just trying to see. So Papa won race 6, race 10 and race 11, and he got a P2 in round 12. His form from round 10 onwards was what secured him P3 in the championship by 1 point to Joe.
Yeah, just so close. It just shows that every point matters. You know, we've seen drivers before now, and they've got frustrated and they've retired in the pit lane, and it just shows you can't afford to do that. Don't forget, we have a fastest lap point for the bottom 10 as well as the top 10. There was just 1 point between first and second in the P2 championship, and just 1 point between P3 and P4 in the title, Jess. It just shows that every point matters.
Yeah. And I think it was quite close in all championships as well for third in the standings. I'm looking at the P1 championship as well. It wasn't as close. It was a 10-point gap, but Lakitu or Entity could have had a chance of P3. And it was a shame, of course, that Callum lost a bit of ground to try and challenge for P3 in the title. But I loved season 26 as a whole. It was great that we still had 2 tiers, Cole, because you could tell, I think we both could tell that F1 24 was on his last legs. Not many people were interested in it, but we were like, as a league, surely most people will be interested, and we did not give up trying to find drivers, and we still managed to get 2 tiers every week. It's crazy. Hopefully next season we will get 3 tiers, because that would be amazing, wouldn't it? And you're racing next season as well.
Yes, I am back.
Yes.
And I cannot wait. I am very, very excited. I got to be honest, I haven't been this excited for the start of a game in many, many years. I'm glad I had the break. But I think in hindsight it was probably a bit long. But I'm glad to be back. And hopefully we shall have more drivers sign up and hopefully get 3 tiers. I got to be honest, from all of the reviews that I've seen of F1 25, everyone is stating that it is a lot better, which is great news. And obviously the graphical improvements, because we've no longer on old gen consoles, so it's only on PS5, Xbox S, is it, Jess?
Xbox Series X and S, yes.
And obviously on the PC. Yeah, so keep an eye out on our socials and on the Discord for news of season 27.
It's insane that we're moving to season 27 already. I remember joining probably season 13 as a commentator, and now on season 27 coming up. It's going to be great. So keep an eye on our socials as well. And I've been very lucky over the last few days to have a go at F1 25. I had a go at Breaking Point yesterday, but of course I'm not allowed to say too much about what I thought of it. You're going to have to wait until Tuesday on that one. But I did have a little bit of a go as well. Well, I do not want to get banned from the EA Creator Network, Carl.
No, I know you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. But it just makes it even more exciting. And also, I've actually got the week off work as well.
So do I.
I'm going to be sweating like mad. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
4 o'clock Tuesday, open lobbies.
4. Let me get the wheel sorted first.
Or should we say 4:30?
4:30 sounds perfect.
Yeah, 4:30 Tuesday. It'll be on my channel, by the way, cheeky plug. Because we're doing our own on One Hub Racing's Twitch channel on Friday for the standard edition to allow more people to have a chance to play. Because not everyone has the money to go for the iconic edition, but I know some people want to pay for it regardless of getting it 3 days early anyway. But some people, it doesn't matter to them really. But anyway, before we get to the main race action, we'll go a quick rundown of our sponsors. Next season, we're providing prizes by Next Level Racing. We didn't provide prizes this season, but we can announce that they're providing prizes next season. More details to be confirmed on our socials, of course. Of course, we've got a discount from Pure Sim Gear. Use the code OHR10P to get 10% off all Pure Sim Gear products. Of course, we've got our partners, Vespertine, that support our championship apparel, including providing prizes for many prizes, including our rankings and the Going Gets Tough award. And finally, to our partners at SimGrid. Without SimGrid, there will be just Google Forms or Google Sheets for doing our standings, and it will be an absolute nightmare. So thank you to all our sponsors for providing great support throughout season 26 and season 27, and even before that for a lot of our sponsors. So thank you very much.
Yeah, some absolute bonkers prizes. I still could never get over the prizes that One Hub offers. I know Dad is currently sitting in his racing seat, courtesy of One Hub Racing as well. So yeah, the prizes are absolutely superb. And by the way, anyone watching the stream wondering who that man is in the Williams car with my name underneath, that is the best driver of all time. There we go. Thought I wanted to say it on stream. See you later.
And if you don't know who it is, you're definitely living under a rock. It is Nigel Mansell. Nigel
It
Mansell
is
is one of
the
the goats.
Nigel Mansell.
Yeah, he's one of the goats, to be honest. So, yeah.
The only thing is, I'm showing my age, Jess. That's the only problem.
You're not that much older than me. So, there we go. But anyway, and if you're wondering where that picture was taken of me, that was during the Women Esports Finals last year in November. And I think without the tips I've got, I think since July from like Guild Esports, I don't think I would be where I am today, improving so much on the F124 game. So, yeah, I think I found my spark a little bit there. But we are about to get going. I'm just checking the chat to see if we are good to go for race 2. The grid is still being set up I believe, so we are going to have to wait a little bit longer, which gives drivers plenty of chances to pour a cup of tea, a bit of a drink and stuff like that. But who would you expect to do well in race 2 then, Carl?
Well, I really think Salo's going to be on it, especially if there's any rain. That guy in the rain, he just turns into Ayrton Senna all of a sudden. It's absolutely insane, his pace in the rain. If there's any dodgy weather, I could see Salo fighting for a podium because his pace in the rain is absolutely superb. And another one who I consider a bit of a wet weather expert is our organizer, Cam, as well. Yes, and Papa. Cam is exceptional in the rain as well. So I think if it does rain, and don't forget it is on dynamic, so it's not anything that we control this time. So we ain't gonna know if it's gonna rain or not, and all the drivers will have to wait and see.
We're going to have to wait and see as well, and sometimes it could be changeable conditions. You never know how Brazil is like. But Brazil is always fun in the rain anyway sometimes, so it's always good. And it will be interesting to see how the drivers do. And don't forget, Solo is on his new direct drive setup as well, which I have to say does look very cool. He was gifted it by, I can't remember who gifted to him. I think it was I think he was gifted the cockpit by Track Racer, and then he was given some Asetec gear because he's sponsored by them. So, of course, we used to be sponsored by them, and I have to say he absolutely loves it now. And I have to say he said, oh, I'll be slow, but he's definitely not slow with it now. He's finding his feet in his new rig, which is really, really great to see. So watch out, Solo, for season 26. And all the drivers have been told to ready up. So for the second time tonight, we're about to go racing.
Here we go then. So let's see what the weather's going to be like. We now know the grid, so obviously it's going to be fastest driver, which was Jonas, I think.
Yeah, Jonas.
Who will be on pole, and then Callum will join him on the front row.
Yeah, so those two will be your front row in this. I don't know the rest of the order, I'm afraid. Because I forgot to do a screenshot. But luckily that everyone was able to get a screenshot in order to do the laps anyway. So we'll see what they can do. Of course, they won't know what tyres to go on straight away in terms of balance or softer. But I would go balance personally as well. With the rain, we could see more than likely have a chance with a safety car. Fair play, though, in the first race. We only had 2 or 3 virtual safety cars. We had no safety cars.
Yeah, that's very good. And it just shows the standard of the driving that we've got. You know, it is really, really high. We were saying this to the stewards that we had 1 or 2 races where it went a bit pear-shaped, but, you know, 99% of the time, there wasn't that many incidents. I think, you know, the vast majority of stewards reports we had were actually removal of unfair penalties and things like that. So the standard was brilliant. And I got to be honest, it was nice to see, you know, the chats.
The chats were lovely, weren't they?
Chats. Very respectful, no nonsense. And we've got our wish, Jess. We have our wish.
It is raining in Brazil. Honestly, if it wasn't raining in Brazil, then I would probably expect it to be the same kind of thing. But that opens up the can of worms massively. Oh my goodness! I'm just so excited now. But is it going to rain for the entirety of the race? And is it Hold on. I'm not going to spoil it too much longer. I'm going to let you see this on stream, guys. Oh, I think it's Inter. Oh, it's hard to tell.
I think that's probably Inter's. And one thing that I have spotted, Jess, the eagle eye me, if you look at the third front wing down, that does look like a bit of a Williams, the old 90s Williams inspired livery. And I didn't spot that.
Oh my God, yeah.
I did not spot that during the first race, but have they changed their livery maybe?
I think they must have.
If anyone's done that because I'm a Man fan, I'm giving you 100 points now.
They probably saw the stream and they're like, oh, this chick. Well, I don't think anyone left the lobby unless they wanted to run something different for the second race and they had it in mind already.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so, but you are getting bonus points from me.
Well, I'm going to find whoever's got that livery and praise you to the cows come home. But yeah, that does look cool. A fair play to everyone who's assigned some liveries because they do look very, very cool. I'm interested to see if there's any improvements to the livery editor on F125. I hope so. Because if not, I'm going to cry. But of course, we'll find out on Tuesday about that as well. But hopefully the drivers will remember their setups. Will they go for wet setups, Carl?
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good point. I mean, they're going to know more about whether it's going to dry up towards the end or whether it's going to get heavier. So if it's going to dry up towards the end, some of the drivers are going to go, well, I'm going to risk it and go for a full dry setup. Drivers who are not so confident in the rain, you know, like some Mason, he'll probably nudge his wings up a bit to give him a bit more grip, especially at the rear. But I'm very excited to see how Salo. I'm almost certain he is now rubbing his hands together because he is exceptional in the rain.
Yeah, I think the weather gods must have listened to the stream, I'm guessing. I have just got from Cam the order of the race to grid for you. We know our front three, but will everyone else. So Jonas Ulbricht will be starting on pole position with Callum Unarmed alongside. Then it'll be Entity, then Marco, Kieran, Craggy, Funky. Not far behind him is Rich, Firehammer. Then we got J-Luke. Then we got Cam. Then we got Solu, Moise, Mason, Mike, Joe, Malvin, and of course Papa Squanch didn't make it through turn one, so he didn't settle up, so he's starting at the back of the grid. So, that's your order for race 2.
So here we go then. One final time on F124. I can't believe how quick the last 12 months has gone. Absolutely, it's nuts.
It's insane.
But this is the last race a lot of these drivers will do on F124. Certainly competitively. I know Dad won't touch it now after this race until obviously the new game comes out for him on the Tuesday.
Has he got the iconic edition?
It's gonna... He has, yes. That's all pre-ordered about 30 seconds after it came out.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It looks like it's Inters for me at the moment. But it looks very light, so I think it's not going to be Inters for that long. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. So, yeah, everyone is on the intermediate tires. We've gone through your grid, so we don't need to go through the grid again. So, yes, for those of you that are unaware about F1 25, it comes out on the 30th for the standard edition at 4 p.m. UK time, and that is a global time, so you'll need to convert it to your time zone. And if you want to get it 3 days early, that's on the 27th of May, 4 p.m. UK time for the iconic edition. You get lots of lovely features, including some items from the GOAT, Lewis Hamilton. And
lovely.
And I know quite a lot of us are going to be doing multiplayer lobbies dead on 4 o'clock or 4:30 on Tuesdays. So make sure you get it. And if you still want a copy of F125, the standard edition, make sure you follow us on Twitter, retweet our giveaway tweet, or like the video that we shared on TikTok on it as well, and you can get a chance to win a copy for free of a platform of your choice on F125. So if you haven't got your copy yet and you want to win it, go and take part in the giveaway. More information about that after this race.
Yes, and I found out it was Papa Squanch with the Williams-inspired livery, and it looks immense.
That's why we didn't see it, because he didn't race.
Because he didn't race. So,
Oh,
yeah, that looks class,
beautiful.
Papa Squanch. That is stunning.
Wow.
That's actually one of the nicest liveries I have ever seen on any F1 game
Right,
made
Papa
by
gets
an
100
individual.
points. He leads the championship.
By a mile.
It's a shame we didn't get to see it, really, but I think he knew that you were commentating, and he was like, right, I'm going to change that. It does look cool, actually. But we are about to get underway. Do you want to take the start, or shall I?
Well, go on then, let's give it a go. So we got 5 red lights coming on very short. 4, 5, and they are racing. Who gets the best start? Jonas just about getting in the lead, but Callum's on the inside. Is he going to get into the lead? Side by side, Jonas tries to hang it the outside, but look at Callum. Callum there takes the lead. What a start from the Welshman.
Don't forget, Callum is very good in the wet conditions. He's shown that in Jeddah racing and all the other races he competed in this season in the wet conditions. In towards turn 4 they go. Jonas couldn't quite get the move done. Marco is another good racer in the wet. Also tried to get past Jonas, which he does. And Cam is up into 7th place right now. Everyone has made their way through turn 6 right now at the moment. Quite a lot of movers and shakers at the moment. This is really, really great to see. And Papa, who started last, is all the way up into P10. He's making moves. And we got Sully who's at the moment. Oh, no.
Salah, you can blame me. I blatantly jinxed you.
No damage.
But it's no damage, so it's still a long, long way to go. He's got no front wing damage or anything, so he can carry on, which is good. And it's a long old race. Papa Squanch, he's up 8 places, Jess.
He's
absolutely
angry from
brilliant. He's
race 1.
channeling his inner Nigel Mansell here now, and he's right back at Rich already. Is he going to have a go at Rich into turn 1? He's right on him. He's thinking about having a look. Thinks better of it. But still, what a start.
Papa's going to try and get the move into the centre. As you can see, he's so much more comfortable on the brakes compared to Rich.
Wow.
Papa loves the wet. You could tell from, remember Miami, where the majority of the race was wet. He was astonishing in the wet conditions. Definitely the fastest man on track that day. And it's just showing right down the track this evening. Entity, another driver that's good in the wet, gets past Cam unarmed in turn 6. And that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was stunning. That was very, very brave to go for that maneuver. Could have always ended in tears, but he is now chasing down Marco. Obviously, Marco won race 1, stretching his mediums out, but he's got just over a second lead. Don't forget, no DRS because it's under the wet conditions, but it's still raining quite hard. I'll have to wait and see whether it dries up, Jess.
We will see. Of course, it was set to dynamic weather, so none of us would know except the drivers, and even the drivers won't know because it was set to approximate. Meanwhile, Craggy gets past Jonas up into 4th, so he's chasing down Callum Unarmed. Callum Unarmed, Dangpay, he did have a very great fight in Jeddah, and I think they're going to have a repeat here as well. We also got Jadu and Joe fighting for 10th, as we got, I think, Joe having a little bit of a slide coming in toward the centre S. J-Luke as well. Funky is good in the wet as well, isn't he? Funky trying to go for positions here. He can't quite do it. This is, honestly, I'm surprised with a lot of these drivers. They're keeping it clean. Marco stretching that gap to 1 second, Carl. No DRS, remember, because it is wet.
Yes, but it looks as though Callum is... Entity, sorry, is holding up a couple of drivers here. Marco there pulling a nice lead, now got a 2.5 lead. Craggy goes down. We got Craggy made a mistake there, so he's down to 6th now, Jess. Jonas in 4th, having a great race. Cam thinking about having a move on him. Cam's having another belter of a race in the rain.
Honestly, Cole, I'm not that surprised that Cam's having a decent race in the wet conditions, and he's going to try and get another move done, and he's already pulled off a 1.6-second gap already to Papa Squanch. Meanwhile, Kieran getting past Jonas, but Jonas is not going to give up without a fight. Can he make the move stick? Does Kieran? He does, and they all make their way through turn number 3 now. Can Jonas go for the lunge of his dreams? You can send it in these all-star races. And Kieran stays where he is in 4th place. Brilliant stuff from him.
Yeah, as Jonas, I'm still trying to work out, he's still facing the right way, and it slide does lose the position. We got a yellow flag in sector 1 as well. I'll try and work out who that is. Cam goes for a dive on Jonas as well. Jonas struggling a bit now.
That was Guest Maurice who had a bit of an off coming through the Codemasters.
As Salo overtakes Mason now, he's up into 15th.
So Salo recovering ever so slightly. Of course, these two would have wanted to be a bit higher. And Joe Mason definitely did not want these wet conditions, but they're definitely giving them their good go at the moment. And look at this. Malvin trying to go up the inside of Papa Squanch up into 8th place before even we head to the braking zone.
Yeah, and I'm looking back now, and Mason and Salo, they're still fighting each other. Mason got back. I don't know whether Salo made a slight mistake, but Mason is all over the back of Salo. Is he going to have a go into turn 1? Obviously, the two P2 rivals, they didn't really have much time together on track. They're making it up for it now in the all race. And that was good racing by those two. But look at the gap now that the top 3 have. It's nearly 3 seconds to Kieran. Can he close that gap?
Now, that is going to be interesting to see if people can close that gap. And you can see it's going to come down to experience of setups, because I know in the last few games, you do not have the luxury. As Maurice gets its penalty for being in the pit lane as he retires. You do not have the luxury of practicing in the wet, in time trial. You just got to go with your gut feeling. And with some drivers that don't have a clue on how to use setups, I mean, it's going to be hard for them.
Yeah, it is a bit of an art to get a setup, and of course a setup that works for one driver doesn't necessarily work for another, so it is worthwhile. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there that will help you to get a setup of your liking, and it is worth watching them and learning how to do the setups, especially in the rain, like you said, Jess.
Yeah, because I found some helpful guides on how to change a dry setup to a wet setup, and one of those is bumping, I think, the anti-roll bar, the ride height, the differential, and also the bumping up the front wing a little bit as well, and maybe even the rear ring. So as long as you know how to do that, you're golden. But on F124, for some reason, no matter what rig I ran, the wet conditions was absolutely terrible. As yeah, that was just Maurice's AI that just had a little bit of an off. But yeah, the wet conditions is absolutely terrible. Let's hope it's better for F125 as Marco again stretching the gap to 2.8 seconds. If he keeps this up, we don't need to do the maths. We will know he'll be your all-star champion.
Yeah, he's driving so well, isn't he? He looks so comfortable out there. One who's not looking so comfortable, Paul Joe, had a spin into turn 1. He's down into 16th, last of our runners. He's hounding Mason now, trying to get 15th. But look at the gap as Salo pulled on Mason. We only said a couple of minutes ago how they were very close and fighting, and Salo's already pulled 3.5 seconds out on Mason, and he's catching Funky and Mike at a hell of a rate of knots.
And hopefully people remember, it doesn't matter that it's raining, people will still have to do one stop. So I wonder if people get caught by it, because if it's a normal wet race on the game will allow you to do 0 stops and get away with it. But in one hub, we've given a rule for the All-Star races, you have to do 1 stop. So if you're listening to the stream whilst racing, you'll have to stop at some point in this race. I don't think that the inters will last in the entirety of the race anyway, so they'll probably have to come in anyway. But this is obviously a lot of gaps being spread a bit more as they're getting used to the conditions. But Jonas doing quite decent in the wet, even though he started on pole. But to be fair, he got passed by 5 drivers that are just so quick on this game, but he's giving Craggy a run for his money.
He really is. Don't forget, Craggy is our P1 champion, and Jonas is right on the back of him. Is he going to have a tempter into turn 1? No, not quite, but he really is holding his own out there, Jonas. He made a little bit of an error early in the race, but he's didn't get damaged. He's still running well. Papa Squanch, the highest placed P2 driver at the minute there, up in 9th place. Not too far behind Malvin. Papa Squanch having a great race at the minute. He's over 5 seconds in front of Rich. And Rich and J-Luke are next to each other again, which is absolutely brilliant. Mike's thinking, well, let's get in on this battle. So Mike is hounding J-Luke at the minute.
And don't forget, Brazil's one of those tracks where Mike is familiar with it anyway. He loves it. And to be fair, he doesn't like the wet conditions that much, but he's closing in on J-Luke. He's doing a great job, so maybe that will help him a little bit. We do have a move in at the background. I do believe, I'm just trying to see who that was because my stream deck's covering it. It is Mason, who's passed Joe up into 15th.
Yeah, Mason's he's actually driving really well. I know he struggles in the rain, but I mean, he is 70, so we got to give him a bit of a break. But he's really, really,
folks, 70, and you're still racing. Age is no barrier.
Yeah, it just shows. I've said it 100 times before, but I think it's important to say it again, to be honest. Age doesn't mean anything in this game. Nothing at all. And Mason's proving that. And don't forget, he's not someone who started young playing it either. He didn't start playing competitively until his 60s. He's had race victories, poles and podiums. Just goes to show, doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are, you can have fun on this game. Whoa, as he slides, Chatterlin is in a Colin McRae there as he goes broad sideways round turn 4, I think. Turn 4. But looks like they're having a lot of fun out there with Joe.
And to be fair, if you want a point to prove that age is no barrier, me and Cole are both in our 30s and we're still racing. So there we go. So age is definitely no barrier. And oh, look at this. Mike getting past J-Luke. Oh, they made contact, but J-Luke just about saves it.
Yeah, that was quite an aggressive move by Mike there. Nicely done. As he's, you can see he's got his Welsh-inspired helmet there with the white, red and green. There's his fellow Welshman is on for a podium at the minute, but look at the gap he's pulled already, Jess. He's nearly a second ahead of J-Luke already. Mike's showing good pace in the rain.
He is, isn't he? 8 of a second separating J-Luke and Mike, and he's going to try and stretch the gap. We got our first pit stop, and JR Mason is pitting early.
Oh, so now does that mean that his tyres are dead, or is it...
Inters.
Is this going to mean that Mason certainly doesn't expect any dry weather to appear? We still haven't had a safety car yet either, as he passes it in the pit lane, the lovely Aston Martin safety car. And will Mason be able to get a little bit of an undercut, especially on his little battle that he had with Joe?
I think.
Look at the lead that Mark got, Jess. 5.5 seconds. His pace is astonishing at the minute.
He loves the wet, doesn't he? He really loves the wet. As we're seeing more pit stops, Craggy comes in. So that means I think the last few laps on those inters, when they can't come in, it's going to be harder for those drivers. As Papa has got a 10-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, that will come back to bite him unless we get a safety car. As you can see, Rich getting positions because, of course, he's yet to pit. Let's see where Craggy comes out then on track. I think he's still going to come out in a relatively good position because his pace has been generally quite good. Anyway, he's just going to come out just ahead of Mike. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be close. Yeah, he just about gets ahead of Mike.
Yeah, he's come out in a nice spot there, actually. So he's got a good couple of seconds lead, or second half lead over Mike. And Solo, look at this side by side, Jess.
side by side towards turn 6. J-Luke saying, nope, I'm having none of that. But Solid gets the position back. Both are a bit of a slide on the exit of 6. Through to turn 7 they go now. He is absolutely treacherous in these wet conditions around here. But they're giving it everything right now.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Great fight. And Salo there again, showing his worth in the wet weather conditions. Don't forget, he had a spin and was quite far behind, and he's now, I know we've had a couple of pitters, but he's already up to 11th, chasing down Mike. It's another race, Jess, I think, of what could have been if he could have avoided a spin in the first half of the race, but Salo's showing his wet weather skills to perfection here.
I think a lot of drivers are thinking, oh, what could have been for them as well, but it's still quite a bit to go. We're pretty much almost half race distance in this race. It's crazy. So we've got the final half of the race to go, the final half of F1 24. And I know some people will be very relieved to uninstall this game at the end of it as well. But for some people, they've had a very good experience on this game as we're about to start lap 13. The closest battle actually is between Craggy and Rich, and also Solo and either Bryn and Mike. So we'll watch these two battles go through, but you can see Craggy has so much better traction than Rich coming through these S's.
Yeah, I think with Craggy's fresh tyres, he's going to make quite light work of Rich. You can see Rich is really struggling for grip, especially on traction. Craggy attempted round the outside. That would be brave. That will be brave. Oh, just runs wide. Callum gets 10 seconds. Didn't he do that in the first race?
Yeah, he did.
I think he's done it again. He'll be kicking himself. He was on for a podium. That is now shot to pieces as Craggy is through Rich as Rich dives into the pit lane.
Yeah, Rich goes into the pit lane to do his stop. Callum is in as well. Kieran, Craggy stays out. Jonas is in. Rich is in. Mike's got...
Oh.
Mike, you've done it again, mate. I told you, do not speed the pit lane. And guess what he did? He's done it again.
So Mason's the only Welshman not to speed in the pit lane at the minute. Poor old Mike. He was having such a good race then. But you can tell that these drivers haven't had the time to practice these races because...
Well, they only found out this afternoon it was going to be Brazil.
Yeah, exactly that. And you can see that the little errors are sneaking in, you know, with the pit stop, with the pit limiter, sorry. But still a long way to go.
Still a long way to go in this race, and we still don't know who might come out on top of this one. But our race leader, Cole, comes into the pit lane and goes on to a fresh set of boots. Entity does the same. No problems with their speed in at the pit lane. No 10-second penalties in sight for those three drivers. Cam is also in as well. Malvin leads. He is staying out, but he's struggling a little bit on those inters. Craggy saying the fastest lap of the race so far. He gets past Callum unarmed on the older rubber, and he's up into the net race lead.
J-Luke.
It's going to be close, and I think Craggy gets past Entity in the pit. So Craggy is ahead of Entity and Callum, and so Marco is still your net race leader, but he had a comfortable gap anyway.
Yeah, he's just ahead of Callum in a minute. Don't forget, Callum has got that 10 seconds. J-Luke also got a 10-second penalty in the pit lane.
Again.
So he won't be very happy with that. Again, yeah. A big shout out as well in the chat to Mackie, an old one-up driver
legend.
from, certainly is.
And
from,
a commentator.
From quite a few seasons, and a commentator as well, a fantastic commentator at that. He says, I miss it here. Well, you know what to do, mate. You know what to do. Get F1 25, get yourself back in here.
Yeah, I would love to see Matt racing again, because I remember when he joined PlayStation properly, and we became, I think, really good friends. And we're still good friends to this day. We still chat quite a bit. So, yeah, it's good to see you in the chat, mate. Oh my goodness, we got Callum, Craggy, and Entity all fighting for the same piece of tarmac here.
Yeah, this is very, very close. Entity, he can't get any closer to Callum. Look how close he is. Callum's going to think about attacking Craggy as well, but look how close they are. With Entity in that lovely matte black livery there.
I love it. It's really nice.
It's absolutely stunning, and he's hounding Callum as Kieran's getting involved in the action as well.
I love Kieran's livery as well. Yes, I've seen it many times before, but it just works, okay? It's absolutely lovely.
Joe.
As Joe's got 10 seconds spinning the pit lane and he's retired in the pits. It's just not been his day, has it?
No, he was doing very, very well. Made a small mistake and spun. But obviously got that 10 seconds. Here he comes.
Marco takes the lead from Malvin, who pit. So that's everyone that's done at least one stop.
So now it's all about limiting the errors. Is it going to dry up towards the end or not? Is there going to be any chance of any dry weather? That we'll have to wait and see. Malvin in the pit lane. Where's he going to come out? I think he's going to come out just in front of Papa Squanch. Or is Papa Squanch going to get him? It's going to be close, Jess.
Papa Squanch heading towards the center S now. Malvin just coming out of the pit lane. You're right, it's going to be close. Where's Malvin exiting the pit lane? Oh, it's going to be side by side. Papa just about gets it.
Yeah, Papa Squanch, look, he's having an absolute blinder of a race, isn't he?
Shame about the penalty.
He's quite... Yeah, that penalty is really going to hurt him at the minute. It's going to put him, at the moment, I think it'll put him down 3 places. Cam there in his lovely pink livery in 9th place at the minute. Doing really, really well. Don't forget, Cam hasn't raced this game much at all.
He only raced, I think, last year, and that was it.
Yeah, but he's having an absolute blinder of a race there up in 9th. Comfortably ahead of Rich.
He missed the game, I think in May. I think it was in May time. He was like, oh, I missed this game. I want to race. He said. And I was like, wow,
I do know the feeling.
Is that the same Cam?
Oh, as Malvin is on the back of Papa Squanch as they head into turn 1. He's going to try it round the outside. He'll have the inside for the next corner. What a manoeuvre that is.
That was a great move. And meanwhile, Craggy and Callum trying to go for the move in turn 5 for P2 of this race. And it's going to be very, very tight going in towards turn 7. They almost just clipped the curb a little bit there. Callum keeps P2 for now. It's going to be, oh my goodness, it's almost 3 wide there. But how on earth are they not hitting each other? It's amazing.
Absolutely brilliant wheel to wheel. It takes so much skill to be able to do that level of racing, with no contact, side by side. Absolutely brilliant. Just a shame that Callum's got that 10 seconds as he squirrels out of the line. Trying to get the power down in these damp conditions. Just about keeps it in a straight line. But look how close Entity and Craggy are. Entity in the inside into turn 1. Craggy going to try and hang it around the outside. Entity leaves just about enough room. But Entity through now up into the podium spots.
Entity on the podium, and I think he's going to get P2 as well, because don't forget Callum's got that 10-second penalty. Oh, look at this. Kieran's almost coming out of nowhere. He's like, thank you very much. That's my P4, but slight bit of contact made between the pair of them. Look, remember, Kieran started on pole in Belgium in round 12. The only reason why he dropped down so far was because he ran default setup. It doesn't look like he's running default setup here because he's performing really well.
Yeah, he's having an absolutely brilliant race. And he's another driver that who's improved so much, over the last couple of seasons. And hoping that he returns for season 27 because I can see him putting up a title charge. He's showing his pace here. He's ahead of last year, season 26 P1 champion and pulling away. Craggy's struggling a little bit as Entity is on the back of Callum.
My goodness! As Callum defending for his life, but he's had a bit of a slide in the centre S's. Entity getting the better run then, and I think this could be game for Entity potentially, but we do not have long to go of this race. Entity using the slipstream in towards turn number 4. He takes the left-hand side line. Is it going to be the best line for him to make the move on Callum unarmed? Yes, it is. Entity is on P2 on track, but you know, he wants to get on track anyway, despite the fact that Callum unarmed gets a penalty. So at the moment, your podium is Marco, Entity, and Kieran.
Yeah, and I could see Kieran wanting more than this. Obviously, we got Callum with his 10-second penalty, but look how close we are from third place all the way down to 6th, all in a train. Jonas still in this without a shadow of a doubt. Then we got Malvin 10 seconds further back, and we got Mike and Salo having a good battle with J. Luke as well.
Pretty much everyone almost is. Well, not everyone's having a battle, but there's battles for the podiums and there's battles for the last few positions. It's absolutely insane, and Mike just wants to have a bit of fun and battle everyone. If he's a little bit too further back, he's just like, you know what, I'll slow down and have a fight with you. Or maybe yeah, I can tell he just wants to have a bit of fun here, but he's doing a great job.
He's driving brilliantly, and you could see, you know, like, it's been, I think it's like 2 years almost, I think, since he was entering competitively. And you could see each race he's getting better and better as J-Luke. You can pushing him as close to the wall as he dares. J-Luke still on the inside. Is Mike going to try and hang it around? No, he lets J-Luke through for the time being. These two are having a brilliant fight. Mike's been having so much action these 2 races. He must be grinning from year to year.
Yeah, he is, and even though it's not going to be 10th place this time round, he's shown that he's again regained his love for the F1 games, which is really, really great to see, and I can't wait to see how he develops on F1 25, which, reminder, comes out on Friday the 30th of May on the Standard Edition and on the 27th for the Iconic Edition, and both of those will be 4 p.m. UK time, so just in time, actually, I believe for the UK people, for the English folk anyway, for a lot of school kids, it's half term, which is more than ideal because then they could just spend time playing the game during the week. And obviously, us two have got this week off as well. So for a lot of school and uni students, this is perfect for them.
Yeah, spot on, isn't it? Yeah. Here in Wales as well, at least where I am. So that's perfect for the youngsters to bank holiday tomorrow as well. And of course we got the Indy 500 and the Monaco Grand Prix tomorrow.
I'm excited for Indy 500. Schwartzman on pole.
It's gonna be an absolute blinder of a motorsport weekend.
And MotoGP, Silverstone.
Yes, and Mike has come in the pit lane for soft tyres.
Mike, what are you doing?
Is it drying up? Is it raining? Let's have a look. It is still raining.
Is he just having a bit of fun?
I think Mike has gone, sod it. Let's have a look. Let's see if it's possible. But I think he's going to have a hell of a time. Although
What's happened
J-Luke,
to Callum? He's been passed by both Jonas and Craigie there.
Yeah, there's been a hell of a switch at the top. So we got in third now Kieran, Craigie, Jonas now in 5th, and Callum dropped down into 6th place. Marco has just absolutely checked out with these guys fighting so hard. He's got a lovely second lead. Entity's got a good 2-second lead now over Kieran as well. But this fight for the podium is not anywhere near over, Jess.
And don't forget, Marco and Entity were teammates this season for season 26. That this Mike that's now lapsed. And he wants the Iverspin Mike. That's what he wants, Carl. He
wants the Iverspin Mike. Mike, where are you going? Mike's decided he wants to work for the council and cut some grass.
And
so he's mow the lawn for the. But he's actually doing quite well to keep it in a straight line because that looks very wet conditions, but he's keeping it.
Oh,
yeah, he's sliding it all over the. He keeps it just about in a straight line.
Oh my goodness, Mike! I don't know how you're doing this. Please pit. Oh,
Oh!
Oh, he got
Has
damaged.
he,
He's lost his end plate.
I thought he was going to lose his wheel there, but he's just about got it.
Oh,
Kept
my
on to his car.
goodness.
But showing how difficult, just showing, you know, it's not anywhere near slicks yet, Mike. But why not? Give it a go, mate. Give it a go.
It is his final race on F124, so why not?
Why not indeed? As we got Craggy now having a hell of a fight with Jonas. Kieran's got a pretty decent lead now over 4th place. Just a couple of laps to go. Entity's sitting in a nice, comfortable 2nd place. Mason now is getting lapped, so hopefully he'll be getting out of the way as quickly as he can.
Yeah.
J. Luke now, so in 12th place, 4-second gap behind Salo. Salo 4 seconds behind Rich. Our top P2 runner at the minute is Papa Squanch, but he's got Cam all over him at the minute.
Papa Squanch versus Cam for P8 on the road. Of course, Papa's got that penalty. Cam does not. Cam would want to get it on track, though, as we make our way towards the start-finish straight then for the penultimate time of asking. Here goes Cam. He's going to stay put for the time being. He's had a little bit of a slide for good measure. This is not drifting. This is racing, but they're having a bit of fun anyway. Mike goes into the pits once again. He's probably going to go onto the hard tyres, knowing him. No, but he actually sees sense and goes on into...
Yeah, Mike now going, nah, I didn't fancy those slicks after all. Let's go back on the inters. Doesn't bother with his front wing. Only a couple of laps to go. So who's our tight battles at the minute? So we got Cam and Papa Squanch fighting over 8th place. That's going to be tight. Jonas right on the back of Craggy. Is he going to be able to have a little manoeuvre as Marco starts his last lap? And this is One Hub's last lap on F124, Jess.
Yes, for season 26 and for F124, overall this will be One Hub Racing's last lap in ever on this game. And there's one driver who has been the class of the field throughout the entirety of the race so far. 7.8-second lead between himself and Entity, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But we still got goals to be set between Jonas and Craggy, and also between Cam and Papa Squanch. Let's watch Jonas. Oh, but I don't think he's going to get any job done. What about Cam on Papa Squanch? Cam's going to go to the right. Papa defends to the left. They make a slight bit of contact. Cam goes off the road. He goes up the inside. Is this going to be very interesting? Papa keeps 8th, but let's go on board with Marco. He won race 1. He started 3rd in race 2 due to his fastest lap. We don't have to do the maths as there's a bit of a yellow flag going on everywhere. But Marco is your all-star champion for season 26 of One Hub Racing. He wins 2 races out of 2 in Brazil. Incredible. Entity gets 2nd, Kieran 3rd. Craggy will come across the line in 4th. And we got Callum. Has Callum ran out of fuel? It's hard to tell if he's ran out of fuel or not. We've had no safety seats or safety cars, so he might have done. And I think he'll just about get no, he'll drop way down because of his 10-second penalty. Malvin gets P6. Cam gets P7. And we got Rich, who's going to come across the line too. And he's going to get P10. And I think Papa will stay in P9. And then we got Solu, J-Luke, and Funky, the last of our drivers on the lead lap. What an evening. What an evening.
Absolutely brilliant. Great fun. Really, really good battles. The weather was almost perfect, wasn't it? So we had one full dry race and one full intermediate race. Absolutely brilliant. And there's Mike crossing the line into 15th. Driver of the day from the game is Malvin.
So Malvin gets driver of the day, and yeah, it's definitely what we wanted. We want one dry race and one wet race, and we got our wishes. So thank you, F124 gods, for providing some great entertainment on that front as well. So Melvin holds his trophy, the All-Star trophy. We're going to have to imagine he has the All-Star trophy because we don't have a trophy for that. But we can imagine it anyway. But brilliant drive. Well done to everybody for just holding their own, and no major incidents in that race as well. And I think it just shows that this league just has so much respect for racers. We'll go for your results. Marco wins from Entity. Kieran in third. Craggy in fourth. And we've got Jonas, Marvin, Callum Unarmed, Papa Squanch, and Richard top 10. Then we got Solo that recovers to 11. Then we got Bunky and Jay, the last drivers on the lead lap. Then we got JL Mason, Mike, and then we got 2 retirements of Joe and Maurice. So that's it then. The end of F124.
That's it. No more racing on F124. It's been absolutely brilliant couple of seasons. Some great racing. Absolutely brilliant drama. I still can't get over that last race in P2. I've never seen anything like it in league racing in all my life. Absolutely brilliant. And roll on F125.
And speaking of F125, if you've not got a copy of F125 yet, then you get a chance to win a copy of the F125 Standard Edition on our Twitter and TikTok. And you've got to be careful because entries close this Sunday just after the Indy 500 finishes. So make sure you remember to enter if you haven't already. If you've not got your copy of F125, so you can enter on Twitter or TikTok, and the winner, they could choose what platform they get it on. And we kind of hope it's on Steam because we can pay cheaper for that. Joking, but you whatever platform you want, you could get it, of course. So please make sure you enter to get a copy of the F125 Standard Edition. And Matt's put in the chat, appreciate the kind words, great job in the booth. I perhaps see you on F125, insert eyes emoji. Oh my god, if Matt comes back for F125.
Oh, Matt, please do. That would be absolutely brilliant.
Even if it's
you
just,
see Mike's made a comeback as well.
Yeah.
You know, so it can be done, Matt. Let's do it.
Or even if it's just for commentary to start with and then maybe racing another season, it's... Well, we will see. We will see. But yeah, that's how you can win your copy of F125, which comes out on Tuesday for the Iconic Edition and Friday for the Standard Edition. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Next Level Racing, Pure Sim Gear, Vespa Team, and SimGrid, and of course our charity, Mental Health Foundation. It's been an absolute pleasure to cover the entirety of Season 26. And thank you to all the drivers that have raced this season and tonight as well. Colin, any final thoughts before we wrap up for the final time on F124?
Just a thank you, really, to everyone, involved, especially yourself, Jess, and Nick and Lukey, the owners of One Hub. The amount of work that you guys put in is astonishing. And the level that One Hub has become now is absolutely brilliant. And thank you to all the drivers, especially to the drivers who aren't fighting for wins and podiums every week, because those are the drivers that I personally appreciate the most, because they're the ones that keep trying, keep improving, and are never giving up. Like in particular, a shout out to Guest. He always tries his best, always turns up. So yeah, just thank you to everyone involved, really.
Yeah, and we'll just put the final standings on screen for the All-Star races with the 2 races combined. So your top 3 in the championship will be Marco, then Entity and Craggy. Your highest P2 driver out of all this, despite the fact that he didn't do well in the second race, is Rich 500. So massive congratulations to him for being the highest P2 driver. But that's it then for season 26. That's it then for F1 24. Enjoy your break between now and when F1 25 comes out. And watch this space on our socials at One Hub Racing on X, Instagram and TikTok, where you'll find out what we've got planned for F1 25. It's going to be epic, and we hope to see a lot of you in the chat signing up for season 27. We want to see new drivers. We want to see returning drivers. We want to see everybody sign up. And also, massive shout out to Cam, by the way, for organising this event as well. It's been amazing. So for myself, Jess Ball, and for Colin Mason, we will all see you next season for season 27. But for now, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the Monaco Grand Prix, and enjoy the Indy 500. Take care. Bye-bye.